Hello and welcome. Alright, in the last episode, we started building the Prospector, and overnight, while the lighting was not so good, I went ahead and finished the back of this. So now that the sun is up again, can kind of do a tour around. You can see I went ahead and put the antenna right there. I have not named it yet. And now you can go ahead and see what I was going for. So I did make a few changes, putting some inset lights in. There's 7 atmospherics on the side, and then 3 on front and and back for each of these little sides. Coming down underneath, you can see I have 5 flatmos all along the bottom. Some more, and then kind of in this little wing area, I went ahead and shoved 3 more front and back thrusters on each side. If I come on over here, you can see that over there as well. Um, I decided to go with the parabolic antenna down the middle, though I could very easily go with a different antenna. I just kind of liked how that looked with it. You can see that we have the little step down for the wings. If I were to go ahead and grind through, and just show you really quick here, I have my 4 gyros on each side, so there's 8 gyros total. And you can see I've got a hydrogen tank and the large industrial cargo container there. So let me go ahead and just put that back. And then the other thing that I did is originally I had 4 batteries kind of up here. I decided to take those out and move them. And now you can see I have a battery right here, and this is kind of the end of this, but I have another 5 going on. So I've got 6 batteries total on each side. So that's a grand total of 12 batteries for this ship. Other than that, I did a little bit of greebling, went ahead and tossed these neon tubes on because that just kind of looks cool. And yeah, so the back of the ship is basically all done. And of course, the big thing that took all of my time last episode was setting up this landing gear. So, that brings us to the front of this ship. Alright, so the important things here is I have my landing ramp right here. If I want this ship to be airtight, which I do, I need to have something down the side here. Additionally, I have this. I cannot place a block right there, but I could go ahead and place some steel plates here. So let me go ahead and do that. And again, I can't place it on top of that because there's something on that tile. So I'm going to go ahead and place a corridor or something on top of that. As you can see, we are entering the ship kind of right here. And I've got my nice little button here that's going to raise and lower the ramp. I have my timer blocks here, which handle raising and lowering the landing gear. Which let's just go ahead and check. Need to rename this really quick. Prospector, I want to find raise, and I want to trigger this now. Okay, so we can see putting that armor plate on doesn't prevent it from coming up. However, it does get a little fiddly when it does raise. So, and looking over here, you can see there is also a small amount of clipping. If you don't want to do that, then we just need to put corridor on top, which I'll come back to that idea. But for right now, let's go ahead and just lower the landing gear again. There we go. Yep. Alrighty. So I had to do a bunch of shaping around the landing gear and around the ramp to go ahead and make sure I could fit all that in and work around that. But that leaves us kind of with, more of a bulb shape going on here. So the question then is, what do I want to do with that? Um, so I could go ahead and I'm gonna need to put like something here. Um, let's see here. I think I could actually go ahead and do stairs, and we will keep that white stripe down the middle. Okay. And now when we raise the ramp, dun 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 dun, no issues whatsoever. The ramp does not seal airtight, by the way, in case it wasn't entirely obvious. It is a separate grid. So, but if I come up here, then I can go ahead and I can probably put something right here. Um, Let me just check if I were to put a full block right here. I can walk under a full block, but I would then need to go ahead and do something like a slope here. And then I can do this. I am not opposed to that, so let's go ahead and just weld that up. I could also go ahead and replace this light armor block here with like a cross passage, if I want to be able to like come over here and then cross across. Um, Figure out what I'm gonna do here first. Um, then obviously I'm going to need to paint that. Nope, nope, nope. Paint that one white. So I need a full block here. And I can do a pair of blocks there. There we go. And then I think that if I come in here and just start shaping a little corner here, that I'll be good. So let me go ahead and get a whole bunch of steel plates, because I don't have a lot left. And then let me also go ahead and throw this in and grab this. All right. So, for hmm. Let's go ahead. No, not this one. I want this one. This one. Eventually I'll get the right one. Whee! Alright, so if I start sloping around here, I could do something like stick my driver's seat here, or I can push that out one more. I like the idea of pushing that out one more. So, let's go ahead back into here, push out this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will just kind of curve around using these. so that is the front of the ship. And then, let me go get some girders. Nope, not this. There we go. And what I want to do here is go for some bay windows. And I can do a diagonal there. And then come across with my bay windows. And then put a diagonal there. And I could run this bay window all the way around. You know what? Let's do that. Is it the right choice? Maybe. Maybe not. But it does look cool. And then 2, 3, 4. Not entirely sure how far back I want to push that yet, but, you know, we can do a nice big wraparound window. And then figure things out from there. All right. Next up, let me just recharge power wall, I think. All right, so let me just weld all that up with the girders, get all those girders out of my inventory. I will come back with my bulletproof glass later. All right, so if I come in here, I can go ahead and, no, not that. Place a control seat right. Okay, I need interior plates. Place a control seat right here. And then I can hop into this really quick. And I will make this the main cockpit. And I deal with everything else later. Alright. Oh, also on the subject of puppies, because I know it'll come up, I couldn't find a armor piece that would flow from there to there, so I thought that was the perfect spot to stick some interior turrets. So now I finally have something to deal with those pesky dogs. Anyways, moving on. What was I gonna say? Da-dum. Oh yeah, so we enter right here, and then I want to go ahead, and I think that if I go ahead and like stick bathroom and shower right here in this little nook on each side, I can start that. I'll put a little door right here to enter and exit them. And then I can put some little doors right here for coming down this hallway. So let's go ahead and get to that. Let me go ahead and put my girders down because I'm not going to need those. And instead, I will need all of the interior plates. Alright, so if I put a toilet there, and then a shower there, and a toilet there, and a shower there. Then I can go ahead and come in here, and I can find the narrow half door and place that there, and place that there. Okay? Alright. So, coming in here, you now have a little entrance to a bathroom, uh, plus shower, and the door closes. And same on this side, and the door closes. There we go. Alright, and then if I come over here, I can go ahead and put another little narrower door that's leading into this section. Um, let's go ahead and continue with the half doors. Well, half door? Yeah, because even though that means that there's this annoying little gap here, it also means that it's the same level as this door to go forwards. So I come up, and then I'm greeted by basically the room of doors. But I can just come over here, and I don't need to worry about it. I have to come back here and then go through. So let's go ahead and weld that up. Finish welding that up. All right. So then I need to have something over here that prevents, that closes off the air gap. So if I come on in here to the corridors, I can go ahead and do a narrow stowage. And it looks like I need to grab even more interior plates. Haha! No more puppy dogs. Alright, so now this lines up perfectly. There's a little bit of stowage here, and then we come out into here. Then I can go ahead and basically make a little room here. And if I put a T intersection here, oh, I ran out of space. Okay. Oh, come on. I will grab those bottles again in just a sec. Okay, there we go. So now I can come into a little T intersection here, and then that will open up kind of into this front area of the ship. And then as long as I do the same thing on this side and put something up here, then we will be all good. I also need to put a corridor of some sort on top of this to have that be airtight. So the question then is, what should go into this area? So the original thought that I had, very original I'm sure, is to go ahead and kind of put some beds along this section. So we will come back, we'll basically walk through here, past the bedrooms, and then we're in the command deck, and then up here will be kind of like the crew relaxation area. Do I still like this plan? Yeah, I like this plan. Alright, so that being said, if I... Oh, also, one other thing, now that I see it. I did put a projector right here, so once I am done with this, I can blueprint it, save that into the projector, and then if I damage this ship through phenomenal flying, for instance, I still will have my ship. Alright, so speaking of which, I need to go ahead, let me grab white, just shove that right there, and then over here, let me grab my black there, and then on this side, if I go ahead and I toss a Willis duct down, that can go right there. There we go. So then here I can go ahead and put a corridor, and let's go ahead and make this a corridor with a light. And then, so basically this will then vent out through this section and kind of take care of all the venting for this part of the ship. This will vent down into here and basically take care of this section of the ship. I could also hide like an event controller. Actually, that's what I could do. I can replace this with an event controller. And this will just be an event controller that automatically closes doors. And yeah, we will put it there so you can kind of see. There's a little bit of greebling there. So this is kind of like a little core of the ship when, as you enter. And then let's come back up here. And what I will do here is I will go ahead and put an X intersection in these two spots. So this is going to go ahead and basically yeah, made it. Okay. So this is going to go ahead and cover this section. So as long as I, put something there on this side, which, while I'm thinking about it, let's just do that. So I wanted to have my T right here, and then the narrow stowage right there. There we go. And then up here, I can go ahead and basically have a nice little galley kitchen area. So if I go to Inset Kitchen and I grab two of these, let me grab that, and then the next thing that I can do is go ahead and put it down some of that. And then I can come on over to this and grab a pair of inset bookshelves and stick these inset bookshelves on like this. And now we've got some cabinetry. So we've got a nice little galley kitchen right here where we've got the air vent coming in. We've got our sink. We've got our kitchen. We've got cabinetry. And then out here it breaks up into kind of the rest of the upstairs. So what are we doing here? If we're going to have the kitchen up here, I think the break room and kind of crew lounge is up here. So that means that I want bedrooms over here. So what do I want to do for bedrooms? Let's go ahead and just kind of shape this a little bit. Do I want to change that out? No, I can go ahead and do this and just have some funny buggers going on. Alright, so I've got a little strip of flat there. And then when I come here, I can place this, and now I'm flat here. So then if I come over here, I can come into the beds, and over here I can go ahead and stick an inset bed after I get a bunch of interior plates again. And then this is also going to, actually, let me just weld this up. So you've got a little bit of access to the inset bed there, but it's just like, you can treat that almost like a little storage closet. And then when we come in here, there's now an inset bed there. And then if I change this out to a corridor with a light, I can go ahead and make this one my T, and then I can put a door here. And we can just make that the full narrow door. And then I can go ahead and stick another bed, or, I can't not do anything with that block, but I could go ahead and put a corner light here. There we go. And then up top, let me come back to that in just a sec. Over here, I can stick like a little armory. So this would be kind of like a little private cabin. We let's see here. What am I gonna put here? I could put this here. Yeah, and again, just silly buggers with that. And then that leaves me space for this. And then this is actually going to go ahead and turn into a flat. And I can just kind of push this forwards towards the front of the ship. And do I want to have anything back here? Nah, let's go ahead and just make this an armor panel, and then I could like put an inset entertainment center in there or something like that. So Willie will have a private cabin there. No windows. Ooh, actually, wait. Change of plans. I just had a brilliant idea. I can put the armory here.
Energy low.
Thank you for letting me know. And then I can go ahead and put this bed here. Let me get some energy back. There we go. And then here I can go ahead and put in armory lockers. And then I can kind of, let me go get some more gird. Oh, not that one. Need some more girders. All right. And then I can put the bay window there. And then the bay window end there. So I will have bay windows going all the way down the side. And there will be a little window there for him. And I'm basically just going to repeat this on the other side. But I can have this whole thing here. And then I can go ahead and I want that space open if I'm doing that. And I can put one, two. Uh, I have to have something whole there. Nope. Redo the plans. No more full door here. We are going to go with plan B. So we are going to just have like 5 beds along this wall. And the idea behind this ship is basically it is going to be going out and setting up a new base somewhere. So being able to support a large-ish crew does make sense. All right, so doing this then, um, I want to go ahead and put an inset light above that. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. So we will have an inset light there, and then I want to come into here, and I will put a T here, here. Ooh, actually, wait. Um, I don't need a T here because this is fully covered. And then I need an X here, a T here, and a corner here. And I'll just put something that will block this off on this side. Um, and actually, I can go ahead and do this, and then I can grab a vent. Oh, sorry. Window, a vertical window. And what I'm doing with this is just going to be enough to allow air to pass down here. Um, dun 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 dun. And then I can go ahead here and put another narrow stowage. And then another door. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Weld all that up and see if we like it. Alright, so I would love to have a little bit more light in here. So anything that I could do lighting wise. Let me. There we go. So this makes sure that we still have air passing through here. Got light down there. So something I can do here. I have the armor plate there. What if I put a light panel in? Yeah, I like that. So we've got an inset light here, a light panel here, air venting in here, 5 beds, an armory, 2 little narrow stowages. Um, yeah. So let me go ahead and repeat this on the other side, and I will be right back. All right, and of course, sun is setting, but I have finished up both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly shape the top of this. And I want to come in here and just kind of match what's below. So let me go ahead and do that. All right. Alrighty, then it is time to go ahead and kind of shape this whole thing out. Um, yeah, we will go ahead and just ignore the little interior turret's corner. And there you go. Gotta carry the weight stripe on down. There we go. And we are almost done. So let's go ahead and just finish welding this baby up. There we go. So I've got a nice big flat tennis court up here. I've got the dish up there, and the outside of the ship is done. Technically, we could fly away with it right this instant. Realistically, we aren't. Um, ow. Alright, so things that I need. Um, one of the first things that pops up is I need a way to lower the ramp if I'm down here. So I need a button panel. And let's just grab this. Make it white, of course. Can I stick it here? Yes, but it looks off. So let's stick it here. And of course, I need interior plate. Alright, grabbing what I need to build it. There we go. And then I can just come on in here and a landing ramp hinge and hit reverse. The ramp is going up. The ramp is coming down. Yay, we did it. Alright, we enter the ship. We have our bathrooms on either side. We have this door, which will open and close. You can see the event controller here. Coming down here, we have the two bunk rooms. Same on this side, which you can just kind of see through here. And then over here, we need to go ahead and do something with this, because this is the kind of command deck. I really want to be able to see through that, so if I go ahead and just stick... Nope, I don't want to be able to see through it. Definitely don't want transparent LCD. Ooh, I don't want white. Nope. Definitely not. Alright, that's not working. I was just thinking I could stick an LCD on there, but because I'd like to be able to look out the window, because you can kind of see it over there, but that's just not working out. Um, Additionally, I need something through here, so that way when I want to be able to make use of this space. Let's see here. And also, I am pretending that this vent is actually something different. Just I need the airflow in to make sure that that stays pressurized. Um, you are not pressurized. Why are you not pressurized right now? Oh, because I've got these doors open. I've got this open. All right. I close that. Haha! Fully pressurized. Did it. Um, let's see here. So I've got my kitchen right here. If I go ahead and make like this side a dining room, which I can do if I get desks. Let me go ahead and just grab those. And let me. Oh, actually, I've got the black right here. Just, of course, I need interior plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can build a bunch of desks now. Alright, so if I do this, I can have a dining room that seats 8. There we go. Um, Actually, this is what I can do. I can change this out. I can put a light panel in there. No. Eight. I will fiddle with colors in a bit. And then have an inset light here. There we go. Alright. And then I can do that same thing over here. No, not that one. Light panel, inset light. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So this area is now lit up. Hmm. Considering the light there, let's actually swap these two. And then here I will go ahead and put my vertical window. There we go. Yeah. And let me just do the same thing over here. And note that the desks stay up. There we go. And I can also now keep these lights a little lower and dimmer for the bedrooms. All right. Um. Ooh. If I were to go ahead and put the light panels here, yes, that would cover that entirely. Perfect. So that fills those out. Um. And then. And then. put a little bit more lighting. Need construction components. There. Just grab a ton of them. So the captain's chair will be right here. I, I, I installed turrets just so that way you guys would be quiet. Hello. Coming soon. More turrets. And you can see my pile of gravel there. Anyways. So, let me close this up again. Alright, so I basically need to figure... Ooh, right over here, I can do a wide LCD? LCD... I could do a text panel, and then couch. Boom. 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 So we've got the couch over here, the dining room over here, and then I suppose I could put like the captain's private quarters up here. All right. There we go. Since this space is kind of empty and not being used for anything, we've got light in the kitchen area already. Let's go ahead and stick a corner light on. I ran out of construction components again. Let's come and just grab a bunch of them then. Thank you. Actually, you know what? While I'm at this, let me also just go ahead and grab a bunch of interior plates. There we go. So I'll put that there, and then do something like an interior light here. So I've got the corner light there. Oh, I don't even have my lights on. Perfect. An interior light there, and then I could do something like put a little door here leading to the captain's quarters, or I could put another bathroom right there. That would make sense. Let's do that actually. So I want to have this here. No. Actually, if I put the door right here. Or I could have the bathroom entrance be kind of like here. And then the captain's quarters be right here. Because the captain needs a bed. And then I can do a half bed here. I can do his own armory lockers here. Um, slap those down for the moment for me to think about. So and then he can also have his own private bathroom. So he can have. Ooh, actually, that's what I can do. Captain will have his own private bathroom there, and then he will have a door to his uh, room right here. And I can make it the narrow door. So that way he's got a little bit more room. So coming on up here, he can come in. He's got his bathroom, this, um, and then knowing that, I can take this one out, and I can put a little desk here. The captain's desk will be right here. I don't need this one. These two could be replaced with armor panels on the ceiling. Or nope, I can't have that facing upwards. So, all right. All right. Let's go ahead and finish welding that up. Oh, come on. I thought I had put all of that in my. There we go. Yeah. Oh, dang it. Point to the toilet the wrong direction. All right. So there we go. I've got a little bit of space here. If I come in here, I can stick some lockers here to go ahead and give the captain's desk a little bit more privacy. And then, so, come here, come over here. Over here, I want to have a another bathroom up here. So if I put a door here, I could go ahead and uh, actually, I could come over here and I could put a half door on like this side, and then just have it be like, no, no, I want showers here, so I'll do that. So I can go ahead and do this shower, then I want the door here, and then right here I have space for just something, and then I need to go ahead and put some armor on this. 2, 3, 4. Come on back here. Alrighty. And then I'm out of construction components again. Frustrating. And before it shouts at me that I'm low on power, let's go ahead and grab some of that. And then in this, ooh, I've got that there. If I take that light out, probably just used up all the construction components I grabbed. I can go ahead and put the light here instead. Yep, ran out of the construction components. And then I can come over here and put a corner railing in. Ugh. More construction components. There we go. Alright. Put a corner railing in right here. And now I've got light, I've got a corner railing, and I can just kind of walk here to the bathroom, and then I think that if I go ahead and stick something in like these two spots, this area will be basically done. So, what do I have that would make sense here? Lockers, cabinets, okay. Freezer. Would it make sense to have a freezer somewhere here? I mean, it would, but I don't really. I guess the best spot I've got for it is like here. Deal with that later. Actually, I'll deal with that now because I need more interior plates. Okay, perfect. Um, and then I can just drop most of my steel plates too. So I'm not going to need those. There we go. So we got the freezer there. So, you know, you do need to leave the kitchen area to grab the stuff from the freezer, which isn't the best, but it's the best I've got. Otherwise, I would have to do something like have a tea and have the freezer there, but the freezer sits on the back side, and that's just not going to work. Um, let's check again. Weapon rack, armory, lockers. Just some cabinetry, I think. And then I think that we are basically done with greebling out the ship. Alright, so I am going to need to come back through and try and figure out some better paint because that's a lot of green. I might do something more like black. So the outside I still want to keep my green, but I might do something like bring this black color in a bit more. Um, so I could do something like this. Just kind of spread that about. Yeah, I can see that. And then spread that over this floor too. And then I've got basically this little space right here, which I could stick something in, but I'm not sure that I have anything that I really want to stick there. So, yeah. Ooh, actually, I know. Um, projector. I could stick the console block down. There we go. And this can be kind of like a little planning desk. Especially if I just stick like some little desk. Oh, nope. I've got. I am, in some parts, looking forward to it, and in other parts, dreading Space Engineers 2 and the ability to go ahead and, like, make this work and be able to put something here, even though I've got the light armor panels up here. But in other ways, that means that I'm going to have to be paying a lot more attention to my greebling. So, anyways, um, I think that is it. You know, actually, let's carry this white back. So I've got the black furniture. I still have the white stripe down the middle for the whole ship. Paint that white. Paint that white. Yep, there we go. And then when I come back around here, paint that white. And now I can come on down here. Ta-da! And I think I am done. Anything else looking at the ship that I really want to do? Got good greebling on the outside. I have the interior all furnished. It fits on the landing pad. It carries a whole bunch of stuff. Got the button for closing and opening this. I will go ahead and off camera go ahead and like fill in a bunch of this stuff. Um, the only other thing I could see doing would be like swapping this out, and then instead of having the bathrooms here, have it be like armories here, and then do something like change this armory out for a bathroom. Yeah, I could see doing that and just having like the three bathrooms, and then the armories down here for. You know what? I did all this stuff, and I think I'm gonna do that now. All right. And that also opens this area up a little bit more and gets rid of these annoying little nooks. And then this is kind of like the staging area before you go out and you start working. So let's go ahead and grab my green. And I can do this armory lockers into this armory. So got that going on, and then do the same thing on this side. There we go. And we now have that full Willis duct going on right here. And that's venting into this place and making it airtight. And I do have space that I could like stick something here in front of the timer blocks. If I wanted to like move the button panel here or have like some little display or something like that there. But overall, I think I'm done playing around with this. So let's go ahead, hop in the seat, and then Prospector batteries. I want to change this to auto. Prospector thrusters. Toggle them all off. Toggle them all on. Gyros are on. So I have gyros, I have my batteries, I have my thrusters, and then I need to do my docking connector, switch lock, and still ready to lock. And then let me come on in here into my timer blocks. I have raising the landing gear and lowering the landing gear. Why, I wish I could name those, but alright, let's go ahead and lift off. Dun, 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 dun. Whee. So, okay, that gets a little wobbly with the landing gear. Okay. I also need to go ahead and have my ramp here. Alrighty. I am flying. We're flying. Alright. Now. Whee. Alright. And this is with 8 gyros? Do I need more gyros on this thing? Alright. And full power with my engines. Alrighty. We are doing good. Dun 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 dun. Okay, okay. We are fully capable of flying. Does handle like a little pig. And it's going to handle even more entertainingly once I load it with cargo to build a new base. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, I need my camera. It's my docking camera for this. So let me, without being fully loaded, Not too bad. Okay. Now I want to come on down and land my barge. And this camera is located directly in front of the connector. So basically, if I line it up with this red light, I should land perfectly on the connector. Dun 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 dun. Okay, back up just a smidge. Okay, push it down. Make sure I'm perfectly flat. Okay, come on down. Before I do anything else, let me go ahead and find my inset connector. Sorry, landing connector. Connector. Docking connector, that's what I named it. Let's make sure I turn this off. I don't need my ship to explode. Also, let's quickly save, just in case, because I put a lot of time and effort into this, and I am not afraid of saves coming. Keep coming down, slowly, slowly, slowly. Ready to connect. Alright, I am connected. I can now lower my gear. That's fun. Okay. Let's do this. Let's carefully come down. Okay, and let's also go into my groups and grab my, oh, dang it. Landing. I thought I made this mag. Okay. I didn't put them in a group. Here. Save. There we go. Alright. Groups. Landing gear. Switch lock. Locked. Connected. Woohoo! And then I can lower my ramp. There we go. And the maiden flight is over. Open the door. Woohoo! We did it! Alright, this has turned into a very long episode. Um, so if you watched all the way to the end, thank you very, very much for watching. And I will see you in the next one as we load this up and see how it works in helping us set up that new ice base. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.